So Rick has a house for sale in Richardson, Texas, around the 350 mark. It's been in the market for, how long have you been trying to sell it? Which
We signed in July, and then we realized after the first 2 or 3 showings, we needed new floors. And so, I mean, we have tile, but some of the floors weren't done. They were, stained concrete and just some, so I went and redid all the floors, and so I took it back off the market for about another 2 or 3 weeks to get all the floors done, and then so now we've got new floors.
okay,
But really, since probably mid-August,
okay,
and we've had about 22 showings, and the showings, the 3 or 4 or 5 showings before the floors were done were kind of like, not real impressed. Afterwards, the showing was, yeah, love the house, but we don't like the floor plan, or it's too choppy, or it's just, we didn't like the location, the street, or, there's different reasons, and we've had a couple of offers, but the offers weren't close enough to our asking price. I think there were investors wanting to do a flip. So,
right.
yeah.
Well, and a couple of things on what you said is that with what we do with a lease purchase, and we'll get into some of those questions, some of the questions you had before. We'll get to those in just a second. But yeah, with what we do, with when you have 22 showings, that's a decent number. But with when we start showing the property, it's typically no more than, on average, 4, maybe 5 people of that. The reason being is because someone that has already been pre-approved, not pre-qualified, pre-approved, that an agent's bringing by at, say, the 350K mark. Well, when you're pre-approved at 350K, you've got a lot of leverage as a buyer, right? Because you're essentially a cash buyer is what you're doing.
Right.
So they can look at your house and say, okay, yeah, we like the floors, we like this and that, but we don't like this, this, and this. And now they can keep going and looking at other houses. With us, our buyers don't have that leisure. They know that they've only got, say, whatever, 2, 3 houses, whatever the case may be, to choose from, especially if they're looking for a specific school district or if they're looking for a specific location. So that's why normally 4 or 5 people that see the property, and that's done. It's pretty much done. And so you don't get that big bunch of people showing, going through the house and this and that. So like in this case, Lisa would be the one showing the property. She would probably, she'll screen all the phone calls. She'll show the house again, maybe 3 or 4 times of that, and that's going to be about it. And real quickly, just before we get on to the question you had about closing costs and stuff. Having said that, Rick, when it does come time to show the property, we do the opposite of what a real estate agent will do. So Lisa will reach out to you and say, hey, Rick, we've got some very, very solid, they're moving here from wherever, blah, blah, blah. They'd like to see it, if possible, say Thursday at 6 or whatever the time is. And what she'll do is she'll coordinate around your schedule so that ideally you're there, that you and your wife are there. The reason being is because unlike an agent where we go, hey, we're 2 blocks down.
Get out of the house.
Get out.
Yeah.
We don't do that because nobody knows the house better than you, right? Mm-hmm. So Lisa knows the program inside and out. You know the house inside and out. So Lisa will show the property with you in it. And she's not going to go around and here's a bathroom. I think we all know what a bathroom looks like, right? So it's just a matter of letting them see the house and getting a feel for the house. And it's really about, is it going to fit for them or not? And then Lisa can explain the program, any questions they have about that. You, as a homeowner, can explain, can talk about whatever. Hey, we put these floors in here. We did this, we did that. And so again, we work that around your schedule. So, so having said all that, going back to you, first of all, so you've got the seller price sheet Lisa sent you, and you said all the numbers seem to make sense. You see how it all kind of comes together. But then you said, looking at the documents, you're going through everything, and there was something that came up about you were just wanted to clarify something on, was it closing cost?
Yeah, all the prorations, closing costs, assumption, refinancing. So it looks like it has a whole list of survey, preparation of deed, half of the escrow. and other expenses required. I just wanted to get more specificity on
Yep.
what is exactly all the other expenses, all the closing. What should I expect?
Yeah. So what happened? So what we did in our option of purchase, where you're reading that is in the option of purchase section. The reason we have that in there, that's literally out of a promulgated real estate, contract, so that when the lender sees that, when the title company sees that, they already know who's paying what, and so there's nothing unusual about that. And so you as the seller are going to have the exact same closing cost as if I just came up to you and said, Rick, I want to buy your house for sell by owner. So you as a seller, your biggest closing cost is going to be your title policy, ensuring the title of the property, which is about 1%. Then you've got, obviously you've got, if you need to, if there is no survey, then you'd have the survey as a seller, you pay the survey. And then there's just, some smaller title fees and escrow fees, any prepays that you've got to pay, which typically, you've got your escrow account typically, and then you actually get a check back from escrow after the close. So in other words, there's nothing different closing cost wise doing a lease purchase for either the buyer or the seller. It's literally comes down to for sell by owner, if you will, when they go to execute.
Okay. So I'll add into the closing about a 1%.
Yep, about 1 to 1.5%
policy.
Yep.
And then the survey, there was one done. I'm not even sure if I can find. I'll have to look around. I know there's been a survey done.
Have you had anything? Any additions added onto the house, like an extra bedroom or anything like that?
No additions. So
so if you've got that survey, then it should be totally fine.
Okay. All right. So plus about 1. All right. So then typically the marketing time, and we're talking maybe 1-2 months on average. And I know, and we're not in a hurry. We don't, we can sell it tomorrow, or I can sell it in 4 years. It's not, we're not by any means a desperate seller. We've got options. So they come in and they buy it as is, was my understanding. And so Lisa will show, and I like that model better because that makes sense. I have 3 dogs, and when a realtor schedules me, I've got an app and go, 6 o'clock, they'll get here at 5:15, and I'm dogs are barking, and I'm like, okay, hold on. And then you never know, or they'll show up 30 minutes late, and me and the dogs are hanging out and with the wife, but I like that. And so one realtor, they had been sitting out in the clients were sitting out for 45 minutes waiting on the realtor. And so finally, and we were waiting in the car with our dogs because we're just kind of stalking, waiting till we can get back into our house. I said, the realtor's 30-40 minutes late, forget it. So I just walked up to the car and said, hey guys, I know your realtor's very, very late. If y'all want, I'll give you a tour. And I did exactly what you said. And they were probably one of our closest because they had questions that the realtor would never have known.
Right.
And so I thought, well, that makes sense what you're doing there.
Yeah.
I love it. The last 2 houses, I had the sellers there, and it was awesome. So I always encourage that.
Well, and then I guess everything seemed in order on all the paperwork, and I didn't have really any other pressing questions other than the closing expenses specifically. And then here's the other issue that I have. Now, we're no longer technically under contract with our realtor. We only did like a short, it's a friend of ours, and it was like a 4-month. So she would never, even if we were under contract, she wouldn't hold it to us. But while you're out marketing, I'm hesitant to sign anything that would commit me to a 1-year lease if we have, now, I don't know what your policy is, but we still have a for sale sign in our yard, and
there's still squirrel.
The squirrel. Yep.
Okay, another squirrel. Look, squirrels. So what's your policy on for the next month or two while you're marketing? Because if you bring someone to the table, we're ready to sign, but I don't want to also necessarily preclude any offer if someone offered us full price tomorrow.
Absolutely not. Yeah. So our approach again is totally different than say a real estate agent. And so we actually just see ourselves as we're just another avenue to expose, get exposure and eyeballs on your house. And so it's not uncommon at all that our sign is in the yard with for sub owner sign or whatever the case may be. And so in this case, I would certainly say that keep it on the MLS. Even it's a friend of yours, whatever, keep it on the MLS because and let us do our thing. Now, if you get a contract or an offer, something, just let Lisa know.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
We'll put everything on pause. Now, on the reverse of that, once we've got the solid application and they're good to go, and they put down that earnest money to secure that house, that money's not.
We're good. We're good.
Then, then we're good to go. But yeah, keep everything going on your end, even if it's for sub owner, we don't care. Just keep everything going. You never pay us anything, and because you'll be surprised how so many times when we get everything we have going on the marketing end, once we have everything going, how you may actually very well see a spike in interest from the MLS because the way we're marketing is methods and websites and strategies that realtors don't use, but it can draw attention to the house. And they'll say, well, hey, can we just, maybe buy it? Like a matter of fact, Lisa's got a house over in Fort Worth where we just had someone that said, we just want to buy it. And that's certainly fine. We just put them in touch with the agent or the owner and, they do their thing. But yes, so definitely keep everything going on the marketing side on your end or the agent.
Okay, great. Okay, well, that's awesome. I think we're ready to move forward. And obviously, if you bring a valid buyer, the other thing, the transactions at the end, I mean, obviously there will be verified funds. And how does the actual transfer of money happen?
So here's how the process of everything. First of all, they'll contact, and I'll take it from the very start. They'll contact Lisa. And she'll do kind of pre-screen them on the phone. So they sound fantastic. Normally it depends. Sometimes she'll get have them apply first before she shows the house. It depends. A lot of times people, you can tell because of the way we screen them, you can tell pretty quickly. Yeah, they're solid. And so coordinate the showing, show the property. We get the application. On the application side, and I know this is what you asked, but I'm going to go through the whole process here.
Sure.
On the application side, we get a tri-merge report the same way a lender will. We look at debt to income. Debt to income is probably the top thing that precludes people from our program, or at least a specific house. We've got to look at debt to income very closely. And then we look at the report. Is there anything on the tri-merge that is going to prevent them from financing within a year? Is there anything, a lot of times people apply and they're great to go for finance. They're just trying to relocate, get the kids in school, get the new job started, and don't want to have to pack up all their belongings where they're coming from and find 2 years of tax statements while they're moving and this and that, and go get a COVID test and all these done to move. It's like, let us just get in the house, get settled, and then we'll get the financing done. We have that a lot. But nevertheless, once they're good to go, then they'll put down earnest money, which goes towards the option fee, in this case, $14,000. They'll put $3,000 down to hold the property that's non-refundable. Then we start coordinating the move-in and all of that. On the move-in, again, Lisa will work with you on that and say, okay, Rick, she'll let you know as we go along the steps, and she'll let you know, okay, now they're looking to move in, let's just say January 1st, whatever that date is, and make sure that works with you, and then be coordinating that. And then what happens is, let's assume it's January 1st. Then on January 1st, she'll typically do the closing at your house. Come there, do the closing. They'll have certified funds or have already wired the funds so that you'll get your portion, your part of the funds, including the first month, everything right then, and all the copies of the documents, everything. Then every month they're making their payments to you electronically, sometimes through Zelle or just nowadays just literally, it's so easy to make payment to people, but it's all done electronically. Then and once they, as soon as they get into the property, they're in touch with our lender, Corinne Sparks, who does the financing for us. They're in touch with her to start, getting that game plan in place, so that when they're ready, and whatever the time frame may be, 8 months, 10 months, as soon as everybody's ready to go for finance, then they just pull the trigger. And from that point, it's just a typical for sale by owner type transaction. Corinne is working on the financing. We'll get the title. We'll put you in touch with the title company. We have a couple that we use, unless you have one that you want to use in particular. And then it's just close the title company. Funds are transferred, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Well, I don't think I have any other questions. It looks like actually a very smart business model, to be frank, because a lot of people maybe don't, like have circumstances, or, they're maybe not quite there. And you said the success rate's pretty high on completion, those who lease.
Yeah, it's over 95%. It's really close to about 98%. I mean, it's so high that it's kind of hard to put a number on, to go back, especially 17 years. But it's incredibly high. Now, it wasn't that way in 2003 when I started the company, in 2004, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And I thought, well, everybody's inherently good, and they'll do what I ask, and this and that. And I was doing houses I shouldn't have been working with people I shouldn't have been working with.
Yeah.
But and then you start tightening up, and now we've got it down to a machine where it's only nice houses above a certain price range. This meet our qualifications. The buyers were very picky about that, and we got to make sure everything is a very well-oiled machine.
Okay. So next step, I guess we need to set up a time where Lisa can come over and look at the property, and then you want to look at it too, or how does that work?
Yes. What will happen is, and I think, so Lisa already sent you the documents. So what she can do is, you can either, I don't know if she's
send them via DocuSign. I can send them via DocuSign.
Send them back. She can also she has to come to the house, get the sign in the yard, and I don't remember. I had to pull up online to see what the pictures look like, to see if we need additional pictures or whatever.
Okay.
And I've been giving Lisa unmerciful heck over the last couple of days over some pictures she took of a house. I'm like, these are horrible pictures.
I thought they were good.
They were horrible. I'm very picky. The pictures have got to be solid. So
okay. The pictures we took, it was a professional photographer, so they should be fine. Yeah, they should. But y'all can do whatever you think you need to do, and there's no money out of our pocket. Basically, this is just, we're the vehicle to make money for you guys, and we don't have any out of pocket expense. So it's basically, you bring the client, and we both benefit. So
exactly,
absolutely.
And let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Yes, we'll get the pictures. We'll get everything going.
I had one more question, and this is a odd time we live in, and with COVID, and we're landlords. My wife and I, we have several properties in Oklahoma and Arkansas, and we, with COVID, there's this safe harbor where landlords can't kick out tenants until. Have you had any issues chasing, and they're like, we're here and we're safe because of the COVID laws? And has that been an issue with your clients?
We haven't had any whatsoever. Now, but then again, keep in mind that we are, I'm not a landlord. I know, I know people that are landlords that have, hundreds of houses, but because of what we're working with, which is someone that's in the process of buying the house, that's put $14,000 down. They're in the process of buying.
They've got skin in the game.
They got skin in the game, and they know that if they were to take that stance of, well, let me just see how these laws, see what pans out. Well, they're not going to get financed because they miss that. They miss a payment. They're not getting a mortgage. So it's a lot different than renting a house.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, the skin in the game makes it more.
And these are people that don't want to mess up their credit either. They're in the process of trying to buy. Because keep in mind, the buyers we work with have typically owned 2, maybe 3 houses, and so they understand the buying process and this and that, and a lot of times, like just the couple that Lisa just closed, they were closing on their house. They were selling their house and they're getting moving here and selling a house in New York, coming here to Texas. And so they don't want to mess up anything about, in regards to that.
Gotcha. Okay. Final question. What's your handicap in golf?
So it's going to be probably about, I would say 30. It's
30. Okay.
It's the same as my age.
Okay, well, I pegged you for someone who would shoot in the upper 70s or lower 80s. You just have that golfer aura about you.
It's the hat. It's the hat.
It is. You got the hat. You got a little, sun. And I thought, this guy golfs. He's a golfer. He's, but okay. Well, you and I would be good golf buddies. So
we'll go play. We'll go play in. What's up there in Richardson?
We have Sherrill Park and Firewheel is nearby, and Firewheel's good.
I've heard of Firewheel. Yeah. We'll have to go. We'll have to go play it there.
Absolutely, sure. Absolutely. I'm a good hacker, and if I hit low 90s, that's a good day for me. So
that'd be a phenomenal day for me.
There was a video of him on Top Golf. He was playing Top Golf, and oh my gosh, it was. Well, you had a couple of good shots.
You got. Oh, my wife was asking where y'all are located. Are y'all in Fort Worth?
I'm in Keller.
She's in Keller. I'm in Fort Worth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whereabouts in Fort Worth are you?
Near Hewlin area.
Yeah, I went to school in Fort Worth and lived there for about 4 years. Loved it. Lived off of Montgomery and 30.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a totally different world in Fort Worth, and it's night and day from Dallas. So y'all probably aren't burning your buildings down and rioting and looting, are you, in Fort Worth?
No. I tell people that that don't live here that people, because I travel a lot.
Yeah.
And people, even I'm surprised how many people even in Texas, as I go to speak at different places, and I tell them I'm from Fort Worth, and they look at me like, where? And they finally go, oh, you mean Dallas? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But
night and day.
It's totally
Dallas is crazy right now. It's just so sad.
It is. Well, Fort Worth is the best city. I mean, if I had to live in Texas, my number one place would be Fort Worth. I mean, I lived there for 4 years, loved it. So
yeah. It's definitely. I've lived in Fort Worth. Well, I grew up in Lido, and then
sure,
and ended up in Fort Worth. So so here I am.
Well, awesome.
Rick, Rick, I got a question for you. I think
shoot away.
Your email was something law. So are you in the legal field?
I am an attorney, and I do mostly family law and trusts and, wills, trusts, and mostly family law. So, and that's why I was in Fort Worth, actually, because I was going to Texas. Back then, it was called Texas Wesleyan School of Law. Now it's called Texas A&M School of Law. They bought us out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's Texas A&M, and it's right there in downtown across from the Omni. And so I went there and loved law school. I actually have about 3 jobs. So I own my own law firm. I also teach media law at University of North Texas, and I teach for Dallas College as an adjunct. And then I'm also a director of basically it's a legislatively supported organization that provides professional development for higher educators. So I kind of juggle a lot right now.
Wow.
And then my wife is, we got into property investing about, I don't know, she was my high school sweetheart, and we just got married 6 years ago. So
wow.
So you got married right out of high school.
Exactly. Oh, I like you. So we had but we started investing in properties, and we have several properties that we thought Chip and Joanna made it look so easy. We're like, hey, demo day.
Yeah.
Look at this. We can do this. And, don't do it.
I've never rehabbed a house, and I have no desire to do it. I know investors that do, 100 rehabs a year.
Wow.
And have all the crews and this and that. And it's just, hats off to them, but it's just not my thing.
Well, our goal is to have 10 properties and then just stop and right now we're at 7, and it's hard. It's almost like her full-time job, just, the maintenance, the chasing rent, and so it keeps us very busy. But we're actually closing on 2 more houses next week
Wow.
in Arkansas. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, so
got-
our
Go to
goal.
Broken Bow and get a couple of cabins.
Oh, see, well, that's as soon as we, hit our goal, we want to have a nice big lake house and have a little retreat. So
Yeah.
that's the goal.
awesome.
But no, we're just, yeah. So that's kind of keeping me
Well,
busy between all my
Well, if you
lives.
get tired of the rental houses, we can always lease option them.
Okay.
I've worked with a ton of investors over the years. Even a lot of the home investor franchisees and other big investors lease optioning their properties for them.
Well, here's a good idea too. And I will definitely, now, do you do that across the nation? Like, do you cover Oklahoma, Arkansas? Okay. We may do that.
Any state with a vowel in the name, we cover.
Okay. Well, we may do that or consider, but here's another option that we just did with one of our properties in Arkansas. We did owner finance, and we're the bank. And so I've got the amortization schedule. And now I don't have to pay for repair. I don't have to pay taxes or insurance. It's basically,
That's
hey,
the best. Yeah.
and I don't have the capital gains tax of selling a property, having a big chunk and giving it back to the government. So,
and you've created a note that you could always sell if you wanted to.
That's true.
And so I've got a lot of friends that, matter of fact, I just was at an event in Frisco and was talking to a friend of mine he's one of the biggest note buyers in the U.S.
Okay.
Buyers and sellers, and we were talking about owner finance and notes and creative finance, and
it's great. It's great. And so I love that because we're just happy not paying the big taxes and getting a steady check each month. And then they have skin in the game because they've put the down payment down and they don't want to lose their investment. But if they do, boom, we sell it all over again. So
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah. But I might need to find your friend who buys notes in case we want to sell and move quicker
Anytime.
on that cabin.
I've definitely got the contacts in the business, so anytime, just
okay. Well, I'm glad I've met you, and I'll definitely keep your name on top of the contact list for stuff like that.
And I'm important because I've got my name behind me on a TV.
I was gonna say, I'm not near the level of a John Jackson, but
you can hope and dream, Rick. You can hope.
I know.
So cool.
Well, I do. So cool. Every morning, my wife and I, we go to your website. We just go, someday. Mark my words, I will be a Jackson.
That's awesome.
He's a good dude. He's a lot of fun.
Sounds like it. So Lisa, you'll set up a time then. I work from home, so we're pretty much at your convenience. So.
Okay, sounds great. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and send over the contract via DocuSign for you guys to sign.
Okay.
And then just as soon as you send that, then we'll set up a time to meet up, and I can bring the directional signs out there and then the lumen. Yeah, it's a really professional sign up on your front yard.
My wife reminded me we're heading to Arkansas to close on those other 2. That's probably going to be, what's the date today? It's probably going to be next week. Our target close date is the 13th, so we'll see.
Okay.
Lisa can probably get out. This is Thursday. She can probably get out there over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll work it out.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll work it out. No problem. And
have
John,
fun in. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say have fun in Puerto Rico. Yeah, I'm a little jelly. So.
Yeah, I've never been there before.
I am too.
And so I'm really anxious to go. Dog. Oh my God. The dog is attacking me.
This is your German Shepherd.
Yeah. He's crazy.
He's never done this before.
Well, I'll show you my vicious beast here. Hey, Bear, come here, buddy. Come here. Okay, come here, buddy. He's a vicious beast.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that.
Cute. What's his name?
This is Bear.
Bear. Oh, he's so cute. What kind of dog is that?
He's a Shih Tzu Maltese. He's a little shit malt. Yeah.
Shit malt.
They're hypoallergenic, and he is amazing. So.
Oh, he's so cute.
And we have 2 others that are similar to him. We've got a Yorkie Shih Tzu Maltese mix and a Shorkie. And so it's pretty cool. We're very busy with our boys. So.
That's an interesting mix of dogs. You know what you never see, Rick? You never see like you see dogs, all kinds of different breeds of dogs mixing and stuff.
Right.
And you never see that with fish.
Well, that's true.
Like you never see
I'm
like
a bad
catfish.
fish owner.
You never see like a catfish
I am too.
and like a salmon, like getting together going,
Right.
hey, what's up, salmon?
Cat Sam.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cat
See.
Sam.
Well, see, I tried the fish route. I thought I'm going to get a beta, and then
Yeah.
you know, I changed the water, and he was dead the next day. And I'm like, okay, I obviously did something wrong. And I think when I was dumping him out, some of the rocks hit him, and he was a little woozy. And I thought,
Popped him in the head.
yeah. And then I had another beta, and I killed him after a few. I'm like, I'm not a fish owner,
No,
so.
me
But
either.
do you want to say hi to them and have any questions? No. Okay, my wife Dee Dee asked if she has no questions.
She's camera
so
shy. All right. Well,
she's a little camera shy.
well,
I am
good.
too. John always puts me on these
Oh.
things.
Well, because I'm trying to make Lisa's going to be a star in the next 6 months. She already has a
Awesome.
following on
Awesome.
YouTube just from some of our videos.
Well, Lisa,
And,
someday you'll have a client that will say, "Someday I'm going to be just like Lisa." So,
I know.
that's the
I
thing,
told him I like to be kind of behind the scenes, but he likes to just throw me out there.
well, sure.
Well, I've already, I've already got people that say they want to be like Lisa, and they're really excited for her because she's just started working with me over the last number of months, and so there's people that are already jealous of Lisa and but proud of her.
Well, she got us with this, so and this is rare for me. That was just it was my wife goes, yeah, like I never respond to those, but I don't know why. I thought I'm going to call just to. And a lot of time I'm the guy that when the spammers call me, I definitely engage them.
Yes,
and like when my
yes.
social security has been stolen and they're on the way to arrest me, I'm like, oh, good. Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mess with them all the time. My warranty people that I get calls over, they hang up on me every day now because I like to engage them. And so I was literally thinking this is going to be a scam, but I just kind of want to see the angle because I like to find the scam angle, see what they're doing. And here we are. So
Yeah.
well done.
That makes
Well
me feel
done.
good.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Well,
Thank
Rick,
you.
Lisa will get you taken care of, and
All right.
I'll get you a T-shirt in Puerto Rico.
Woohoo. Sounds good, man. And we'll go golf.
That's right.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks, John. Thanks,
All
Lisa.
right. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks,
All right.
Rick. Have a
We'll see you
great day.
guys. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Well, hey, this is John Jackson. Hey, what'd you think of that video, huh? Did you like it? If so, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, which I can't imagine that, but if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I'd rather a thumbs up though. But most importantly, interact, engage with me, share this video, hit the share button, hit like, and leave a comment down below. If you have a question, maybe there's a topic you want me to talk about, leave in the chat box. I actually read the comments. Oh, yes, I do. Hey, if there's something you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments below. Thumbs up, share this video. We'll see you in the next video. Remember, leaseoptionclasses.com. See you in the next video.